I want you to think about how
Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Give me 1 second here. Sorry for the delay, boys and girls. Had some technical difficulties. Monitors were freaking out on me this morning, man. Give me a second, guys. Let me pull the chat box open here. Say what's up in the chat, guys. Like the stream on your way in if you'd be ever so kind. Welcome, guys. Come on in. The water's fine. Good morning, guys. All right, let me see what we got in here. What's up, Alberto, Wolf, Ivan, Christian, Vivek, Marcus, Oscar, good morning. Javier, good morning. Raymond, Kenny, Ali. Good morning, guys. Day limit is 18,800, guys. Don't fucking around. Yeah, good call, Monkeef. That's the first thing I was going to mention. But let's dive into some charts, I suppose, huh? So, yeah, interesting day today. Definitely, doomsday. Yesterday, after hours, price absolutely fell off of a cliff. Ironically enough, the analysis from yesterday did kind of end up playing out. It just happened at the very end of the day. So yesterday, before I ended the session, I talked about how I felt like we had, if we had hourly closures above these highs, like I feel like we had pretty clean traffic to this daily inefficiency. And sure enough, at what, 4 p.m. when Trump announced more tariffs and spoke about the implementation of the tariffs, we went right to that level, and then we absolutely fell off of the face of the earth. So yeah, price limits, especially for us prop firm traders, price limits are important for us to pay attention to. Today was is 18,800 the price limit? Most prop firms have price limit rules in place to, you know, well, they say it's to protect us and the trader, but in reality, it's probably to protect them from losing too much money if a trader's on the right side of it. But if you're not familiar with what price limit rules are, you're gonna have to look those up. It's important to know. It doesn't happen very, very, very often, but when it does happen, you don't want to be in a trade and all of a sudden price limit rules hit and market stops and you're stuck in a trade. You're kind of screwed then, because there's nothing you can do. When price limits hit and market is halted, it halts for 15 minutes to stop a widespread sell-off. So that's what we saw yesterday happen when market did this drop, and you see this gap here. That's what happened. So yeah, 18,770. Yeah, so 18,800 roughly. Right now, we're not really in danger of that. We're at 19,000. I believe it's I believe the price limit rule is 4% or 4% pre-market or not during regular trading hours, and then after market opens, I think it's like 7%. 7%. Was it 10% or 13%? Something like that. But anyway, guys, yeah, day before NFP, so obviously be mindful today. And it's just crazy volatility right now. So let's see what price wants to do. We're 8 minutes into the open currently. So I don't really know what to expect today. If I'm being honest. I think there's a lot of anticipation in the markets for, you know, job numbers tomorrow. For non-farm. But Yeah, we're living in some crazy times, that's for sure. Trading views being kind of slow as well. Takes like 5 seconds to switch assets here. Anyway, 1 hour, 4 hour. Yeah, I just to me it looks like we're drawing towards at least this high here. I don't love that we created these equal lows, relative equal lows with ES and NQ. We do have an SMT at the low if you consider YM, I guess, but I don't generally like to do so. 15-minute. Five minute, 3 minute. Yeah, I think the only thing I'd be probably interested in here would be 19,176 for a draw into the 4 hour gap. And then getting back through this this gap that was left from yesterday. But we just ran up. We just ran up and swept this high here. I'd really like it to be obviously clear, and right now it's not, especially with these relative equal lows down here. So for that reason, I don't know if I really want to play anything. Like, as we scale in here, I don't want to necessarily... I don't feel super hot about, like, playing something in here. I don't feel the best about, like, this. Even though we did... Like, on the 15-minute and 3 minutes, we're going to get this candle closure, and we're probably going to inverse this gap here. More than likely, boys and girls. I don't know. I'm just not feeling hot about it. Let's watch this 15-minute and see if we actually do get the closure or not. If we don't, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that we're probably going to 817. Yeah, it's just getting risky, bro. It's just getting risky. What was the levels? 18,770. So that's gonna be our. This is where you don't want to be in trades anymore, and you're actually breaking a prop firm rule if you're in a trade and price limit rules go into effect. So you don't want to lose your account because you broke a rule based on this. Is that right? 18,770? Sounds right. Can somebody, is it 4% or 7% down from the closure of the day before? 4 p.m. What are we down from here? I don't know if that's right. 7%, yes. 7% from 4 p.m. Well, in that case, that takes us lower than that. You know this doesn't happen very often because you're not usually looking at this shit. I would imagine this is probably posted everywhere in like the Topstep Discord or something. We can't trade NASDAQ on topstep? No, you can trade it as of right now. If we hit price limit, though, then no. Tyler, how many attempts did it take you to pass your first funded? With topstep? 2. I failed my first topstep combine because I didn't understand like the trailing drawdown rule necessarily. So my first combine, I was up 3% on it, and then I lost 3%, so I'm back at like break even. And then I got the email saying that I failed, and I'm like, what the fuck? The account has literally never been in drawdown. How did I fail? And then yeah, I then understood what trailing drawdown was and how it worked. So the reference price given by CME is 19,757 and 3/4, 757 and 3/4. So multiply by 0.95, you get 770. Oh, okay. I appreciate the detailed explanation, Andrew. Yeah, we got high impact news at 10 as well. Yep. HX Ryzen, is that are you 1 × 2 SMT on Instagram? Also, why is my bro, I feel like my technology right now is my technology's bugging. No, it's not you. Oh, my bad. Yeah, you can't trade within 2% of the 7% limit. Yep, that's correct. I believe Topstep sent out an email yesterday as well about this. So if you guys click on the links in there, it'll take you to like the CME price limits, and it'll take you to their page where they explain the price limits and the rules, or just like what they are. It's up to us as the traders to to figure out what those levels are and not trade around them. My Discord is not working right now. I was trying to pull it up and see if it's do it on my desktop here. We did inverse this 15-minute gap, guys, but I don't know. I'm just like I'm not loving the fact that like we have these equal lows here. And I don't know. To me, it's I like that 4-hour high that NQ put in. And I like the idea of trading higher and kind of fading. I'm assuming most people are very bearish right now. So I kind of like the idea of fading that to the upside, to be honest. But I just don't like the way that this has set up here, to be honest. So I'm going to wait before I press any buttons. Maybe this does play out. Maybe this inversion happens and it respects and it does go to 176 here, and then I miss that. That's fine, I guess. I guess I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't know. I did, yeah. I used FTMO back in the day. Yeah, a long time ago. And I remember I was able to pass phase 1, and I could just, for whatever reason, like phase 2, I'd always fail. I only did it like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I guess I wasn't good enough back then. But I also was like, I don't know. I just feel like I know so much more now, and I feel like I have a lot better like perspective on risk and knowing when to be more risk on and risk off, especially with like prop accounts. But yeah, no, never was able to get fun with that, Timo. Guess your boy sucks. Damn. Correct, lucky lady. Yeah, once it starts getting close, you don't even want to be in a position because you don't know. Market could just, in the blink of an eye, it could hit that percentage level and that threshold, and all of a sudden you're breaking rules for a prop, or market gets halted and you're stuck in a position. The volume orders? I don't know what that is, Arnold. So do you think people are scared of the price limit, so they're longing for the sake of it not happening? I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe sick, yeah. They're just like, well, if we go lower, I can't trade anyway, so let's just try to long. I guess when you put it, I don't know when you put it that way. That's a lot of, but that's like prop. It's probably like a lot of prop traders though, so. I don't think we really have that much effect on the market. If you want to look at it like that. Especially considering like we're all trading some sort of sim. I'd love to say our 1 to 2 mini contracts in sim funded accounts would move the market, but I'm afraid we're not that important. Yeah, the price limit rule still matters if you're not in prop, yes. Because you could be in a trade, you know, and if it hits that threshold, market's gonna halt for 15 minutes. And look what yesterday did, right? Like yesterday, if price gets halted and then the next time price opens up, it's gapped however many points lower, like you were still in that trade. So I guess it's great if you're on the right side of it, maybe, but looks like we are showing respect to this 15-minute inversion right now. Yeah, 1 minute barcode. I was staying off the 1 minute. I was watching that 15-minute candle. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in here is trying to long this or not. Right now, you're looking good. You know, I guess if you're using time frame alignment, 15-minute PD array in this 15-minute inversion, I guess maybe if you could, I don't know if anybody was going for like a 1 minute change in the state of delivery type of an entry or anything like that. That'd be probably the only entry I see here, to be honest, unless you were just longing this inversion with your stop down here. But yeah, that'd have been about it. Like this candle closure right here. Get this candle retest. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan right now. I was going to I was thinking about maybe taking today off because it's day before NFP. But then we had the big move and all the craziness happened yesterday. I was like, man, we at least got to hop on and yap about this, don't we? Guys, you know what I mean? Grab the tea. We got to discuss some shit. News in 7 minutes, boys and girls. Sorry if I forgot to mention. PMI news incoming here shortly. Vivek, yeah, I don't really have a bias necessarily. To me, we're in the middle of this range. I can see what price is doing, and it, you know, it's giving some indication that it might respect here and push for this high. But we got these equal lows down here on ES and NQ. You know, it'd be different if like ES ran that low out and we had SMT. But because it did not, I just don't love being in the middle of this where it could, I feel like it could go either direction, honestly. If anything, there's SMT like with these highs here. Right? Because ES is he put in a lower high here, and NQ a higher high. So yeah, I mean, if anything, we've got a bearish SMT against us with equal lows. So yeah, it's just a little unclear. So plus a day like today, day before NFP, it's probably good to be a little bit more cautious anyway. A little more cautious, a little more picky. Yeah, if you miss a move, who cares? Yes, I'll be trading tomorrow, Milos. Yeah, NFP and CPI are my favorite days. Favorite days to trade. So I'll be definitely trading tomorrow after, well, same time, but obviously looking to trade after the NFP news and whatnot. So, are you a pure technician or do you use options in order flow? Are you a pure technician or do you use options / order flow? I don't use options and I don't trade like order flow in the sense of like reading the DOM, depth of market. I don't use any volume. So I guess, yeah, pure technician, just reading price. But I've tried so many strategies over the years, guys. Like you name a strategy, I've probably done it, to be honest. I started off support and resistance, a bunch of indicators on my chart. Honestly, though, the best strategy that I used outside of like smart money concepts, and I kind of looked at supply and demand as a form of smart money concepts, to be honest, because it was mainly just order block trading. Still looking at imbalances in the market, liquidity, etc. So I still had the same philosophy, but you know, I was thinking about this the other day because I saw what was it, like, I think it's Stoic Trader posted on he posted a meme on Twitter. Here, I'll pull it up. You guys might find this funny. See if I can find it. Free advertising for this guy, I guess, but yeah, no, he posted this, yeah, yesterday. 618 for entry, so fib level, 618, 200 moving average for bias, and then it shows this. After the first fair value gap in Sibby-Bissy encroachment of price is manipulating into an order block while inverting the Reaper fair value gap expected draw to be drawn right into liquidation. It is kind of funny because a lot of, like, I don't know, there's so many like different terms for like ICT traders, and we say like a lot of shit to sound really smart for price either going up or down. So I just find this kind of funny. But no, yeah, this used to be I used to be more of a swing trader. This used to be my strategy. I literally had, well, I had one other EMA with this. I had 250 EMA. When the 50 EMA would cross the 200, and then we get a pullback into the golden pocket of the fib, which 618 OTE, I would take trades like that. And it's simple, you know, it's one of them things. So yeah, that used to be one of my strategies that I used to use for Forex back in the day. But then I realized I fucking hate swing trading. I did not enjoy holding trades for a week just to get stopped at break even. Or hit stop loss. Top 3 prop firms. Well, I'm exclusive. I legally have to say Topstep only, Ivan. I'm exclusive with Topstep. And you guys know me. I'm loyal, dude. I'm loyal, man. That's the thing. You get in bed with me, you ain't got to worry about me running around on you. You ain't got to worry about that. Because your boy's loyal to a fault. You know, don't get worried about... Listen, any future wifeys in the chat listening, you know, worry about me cheating on you. Now, I'm a trader, so you're gonna have to deal with a whole sort of other shit. But just saying. Why futures bad for swing for 3 or 4 days? What? Well, if you trade prop, you can't even really be a swing trader because they close your positions at the end of the day. But why is it bad? I don't know if it's bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. Like, just in general. The SK strat. What is the SK strat, Jusco? I'm not sure what that is. All right, guys. Let's see here. Not really moving a whole lot right now. Not doing much. Do we SMT this low here? Oh, no. We SMT'd this high, though. With ES. I don't know. I'd be an emotional mess if I was trying to trade this right now, so I'm happy I'm not in anything. Here comes the news as well, boys. Or news just hit, actually. Sorry. That was what that spike was. So yeah, I used to use that. I've used volume profile. I used to use volume profile in conjunction with supply and demand. I mean, every indicator you can think of, I've probably had on my chart at one point or another. What else? Harmonic patterns, pivot levels. Yeah. I've been around the block when it comes to strategies. Which is why ICT, people always ask, like, because you guys know how the trading community is. There's a lot of people that hate ICT concepts, right? And anybody that trades ICT concepts is a loser. I can't trade, right? Like the whole joke. But dude, ICT concepts, like, it resonates with me the most. Like, I don't resonate with like random lines on my chart, little fucking lagging indicators, moving averages. Like, how do you believe price prints? Either you believe price is manipulated or you don't. That's what I believe. Either you believe that price is random or you believe that price is doing things very precisely to create the most amount of pain for the most amount of people. And to me, that makes the most sense. Do I know if there's some like master algorithm or blah blah? No, obviously I don't know. Who do you guys think I am? I didn't get kidnapped, taken down in a van down by the river and asked to code this algorithm, guys. So I have no idea. And you guys don't either, right? It's what do you believe in, right? So I believe that market moves with an intention all the time, and its purpose is to seek and destroy liquidity and rebalance price. That's it. I feel like that's all price is doing all the time. So to trade anything other than ICT concepts would not make any sense in my mind. You know? But with that being said, if it helps you out using volume profile in addition to whatever concept you use, all the power to you. Hell yeah, man. You don't, when you make money trading, they don't ask you if you used volume profile or ICT concepts. I can tell you that. I don't think they give a shit. Yeah, a little messy here, boys and girls. A little messy. Let's see here. I would, yeah, not mind at all to see this flush here. Take all these equal lows. If it wants to give it up. What is going on with this, dude? The outro song name is Running with the Smart Money. Ayed. It's an AI song that I had an AI website make. It came out pretty good. I like it. AI can do some crazy shit. He's got his eyes on the NASDAQ, ain't no looking back. Sorry guys, I'm just looking I'm looking inside the Topstep Discord right now. Seeing what's going on in here. I haven't been here in a while. Where's everybody? He's got his eyes on the NASDAQ. I'm kind of just interested to see what people are talking about in here today. What is it? Yeah. Oh, 405. Wait. I'm gonna leave this right here. Well, has anybody taken any trades yet today? Let me know in the chat, guys. Who has touched the button today? I'm curious. And I want to know what you did and how it worked out. Or if you're in a trade right now. How do you check past weekly data to use continuous future chart? Yes. Off the keyboard. Kylie's got a sell limit. So are you guys, I don't know. Are you guys not worried that like if price just like in the blink of an eye just drops off of a cliff and we hit that threshold, like could be bad news bears, I don't know. I'm kind of going off the chat though. The chat told me 18,770 was the limit level. For 5%. Yes, you can trade NASDAQ in Topstep. Yes, Hassan. Arnold, I stopped doing the premium channel over like a year ago now. Honestly, I didn't like feeling the obligation of feeling like I needed to trade even when I didn't want to trade. You know, but I'm obligated to do so. I didn't like the idea. I felt like it was creating an environment where people were too dependent on me, which obviously they're paying for that, so that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. It feels more liberating both for me and I feel like for people that watch me if I just do it for free on YouTube. You know, and yes, it's entertainment. You know, hopefully you guys get value every once in a while. I don't claim to be like the smartest trader ever. I don't claim to be the best or anything like that. So if you guys do choose to watch me, it's either because you get some sort of value, you find it entertaining, you like the community, you like the commentary, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe I make you laugh every once in a while. And yeah, if you guys choose to support me in any way, I do have an affiliate link with Topstep, which I do earn commission for. And if people want to support me by using my link to do that, I do appreciate it. Not required though. No. I just kind of feel better about that. You know, and I've always said if I get sick of live streaming, and if the YouTube trolls ever piss me off too much, I'll go back to a private group, but or I could go back to a private group, I guess, but also back, like, live streaming and like trading live streaming wasn't as prevalent like earlier on. I feel like if you wanted to get involved in any trading groups, like when I first started trading, like everything was paid. You know what I mean? I was paying $300+ a month for like 2 to 3 years. So I've paid for shit. I've paid for plenty of shit. I've been trading for a while at an odd name. I first got introduced to trading in 2016. I had a buddy that was actually in ICT's private mentorship, or at least he told me he was. So here's what's really funny. For all the strategy jumping that I did, the very first strategy, the very first name I ever heard in the trading space was ICT. Which is just so funny, because I think for anybody on here that's done any strategy jumping, you're like, fuck, if I would just started with this. But I actually had that opportunity. I had the opportunity to start with ICT concepts. I remember it was a buddy of mine that I met. Well, I knew him from like high school. We didn't go to the same high school. But when you live in Wisconsin, your high schools aren't very big. But anyway, so like I knew this guy from like playing high school sports against each other. And we both joined the same network marketing company in 2016. And then I remember I was on a Zoom call with him one night. You know, we're doing all this dream building and whatever, and talking about how we're going to be millionaires and, you know, be free and not be a slave to a 9-to-5 job our whole life. And like, you know, just talking big, right? And we're on Zoom and he's like, all right, man, I got to go to bed. And it was kind of early. I'm like, why are you going to bed? He goes, I got to get up early and trade London session. I'm like, you got to what? You got to do what with who and where? I'd never heard of trading before. And he's like, here, let me show you. So he pulls up these Forex charts and he's showing me candlesticks for the first time. And do you guys remember the first time you saw a candlestick chart? I was like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, no. He's like, I paid to be a part of this private group. This guy, he's made millions of dollars trading. And he teaches us how to trade. And he goes, my strategy is that I trade London. He goes, I trade the London session. He was trading like GBP USD or GBP JPY or something. And I'm like, oh, sweet, man. Have fun with that. And didn't really think much of it. And then like this story is really funny. So probably like a year later, I don't know, something like that. Like a year later, he had stopped being a part of that company that we were a part of. And from the looks of it, optically, this guy was kicking ass, making all sorts of money. He's like taking his parents on private jets for their anniversary. He bought a penthouse, bought a brand new Porsche. You know, this guy's my age. I'm like, God dang, like this guy's kicking ass, dude. What is this guy doing? And, you know, I knew he was Forex trading. I'm like, that's interesting. But the skeptic in me was like, oh, this guy's probably like fucking selling a course or something. I don't know. So I remember I hit him up and I'm like, yo, how's the trading stuff going? He's like, yeah, it's going great, man. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm interested. I'm like, do you think you could like maybe teach me? And he's like, no, dude. He goes, I don't teach. I'm like, you should really do? I'm like, you can't even like, we're kind of friends. You can't just fucking teach me a little bit. He's like, nope, not going to teach you anything. Not going to teach you anything. And I remember he said the exact quote that he sent me was, people coach when they don't know how to play. He goes, I don't have anything to sell. I'm like, maybe this guy's fucking legit, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, doesn't have anything to sell. I'm like trying to get him to teach me some shit, or I'm trying to offer to pay him to teach me, and he won't do it. I'm like, damn, that's pretty crazy. He goes, here's what I'll do, man. He goes, here's babypips.com. He goes, this is where I started. And he goes, go through babypips.com, complete the School of Pipsology, and then if you care enough to keep learning, you'll figure it out from there. You guys are fucking freaking out in the chat right now. I'm seeing full port short gang. I'm seeing shorts are so free right now. I'm fully out. Carlos, get back in. Just blew my account, but I was kind of expecting it. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Give me a signal. I'm trying to give you guys story time, and you guys are sitting here blowing your accounts. Let me just... What are we doing? What are we doing? Wolfpack Productions. Good to see you. Anyway. Yeah, you guys are going nuts right now. I don't know. Anywho. So I'm thinking this guy's legit. I go through the entire School of Pipsology. You know, I download MetaTrader on my phone. I'm you know, learning what indicators are for the first time. I'm demo trading on MetaTrader 4. And this whole time I'm thinking this guy's just, he figured it out, man. He paid for that private mentorship, and he's fucking just killing it. Well, anyway, fast forward. There's a lot of steps in between here and there. But in 2023, so a couple years ago now, another buddy of mine that is familiar with this story sends me a court document, and it's about this guy. And I'm like, oh shit. So I look at it. Turns out that he had all of his success in money because he had a rich uncle that he had convinced that he knew how to trade, and he could make a bunch of money with his money. So he had a deal worked out with his uncle where he would pay him a percentage of the profit or something. And anyway, his uncle gave him a few $1 million or a couple $1 million or something. And yeah, he used all of that money in the court. He laid it all out. He had spent hundreds of thousands on designer clothes. He obviously spent a few $100,000 on a brand new supercar, penthouse, luxury living, private jet lifestyle, all that shit. But because it was his uncle, it was not very clear, but I don't believe there was any charges pressed. But yeah, essentially he lost all of his uncle's money. He lost all of it. He lost all of his uncle's money. Blew it, basically. Spent it all. And based on the document, it said he was going to be halted from doing any more trading related businesses for 6 months. And obviously it's been long past 6 months since then. So I don't know if that's still going on. I don't know if he changed his identity and moved somewhere else and is doing the same thing all over again. I don't know. Pretty crazy though. He never offered to trade my money for me. But I guess when your uncle gives you $2 million or whatever it was, you probably don't need my couple grand. Anyway, guys, I just thought that was funny. But no, yeah, so that was my first experience with trading. And it was through him, and that's kind of how I got introduced to ICT concepts. But I ended up going a bunch of different routes, support and resistance, trend lines, going through baby pips, it teaches you about all these indicators, oscillators, and moving averages. And I'm like, all right, well, let's try these out. These make sense, kind of, I guess. So that's where I started. Yeah. And then you guys know the rat race. You start jumping strategy to strategy, trying this, trying that. Oh, look, this person got a crazy trade with this strategy. Let me look into that. And then before you know it, you're 12 strategies deep and you're losing money like you've Never thought, like you've never thought possible. And you tell yourself, this is what trading's all about. Oh my God. So funny. Moral of the story is, yeah, a lot of scammers out there. I don't know how we got on that topic, but account blowed because of me. I haven't taken any trades. I've literally done nothing today. We've got on here, talk some shop. I literally said I don't like this inversion because we got these equal lows down here. And here we are, breaking right back through it, looking like we're headed for those equal lows. And yeah, I'm just not aggressively trying to play shorts because I don't even want to risk any fucking stupidness with the price limit rule. Could you imagine blow all your funded accounts? Oh, how'd you blow your accounts? Yeah, I was shorting and we hit the price limit rule, and yeah, I was super correct on my trade and it just kept tanking, but yeah, because of that, blew my account. I blew all my accounts. Oh. I puke. Here's what I would say, though. I forget who said that already. Account blown because of you. Where's that guy at? Where'd he go? Am I seeing things? Oh, quoto facts. Quoto facties. Use my link for topstep. Buy 5 more and blow those 2. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. But what do you want me to do, dude? You blew your account. Sorry. Don't blame me. Do not trade past 18,770. Yep. So I got this big bright red line on my screen right here. So yeah, so I just don't know. Like, I've never had this happen where I have to worry about this. Like, anytime price limit rules have come into effect, it's always been like when I'm not trading, like end of the day or whatever. So I've never actually had to worry about this. So I don't know, like, what that would look like. You know, what if I was in a short here and then all of a sudden we just get like a Drake candle down and, like, you know, am I just frozen? And accounts blown because I broke a rule? You know, I'm just not trying to fuck around and find out. No, the limit down rule is always in effect. We just were really volatile after what happened yesterday with tariffs. Would I be willing to look for longs if those equal lows are taken? Yeah, probably. Yeah, if we don't, you know, hit price limit threshold and we sweep lows here and start reversing, yeah, I'd be very open to that for sure. We are taking the low on ES right now. Sorry. This low is being swept on ES at the moment. So, yeah, man, the bears taking over here. I shouldn't say taking over, just I should say still in control. Yeah. Day before NFP, so. Literally designed to make traders fail. Well, I mean, the price limit rule is a thing whether you're trading prop or not. You know, prop probably puts a little extra cushion on it because, yeah, man. I mean, you know, they're not in the business of losing money. They can't pay traders out if they don't make money. It is what it is. What's up, Nika? Yeah, no, I decided to go live. Talk some have a little yap session with the chat at least. Talk about, you know, price limit rules. You know, it sounds like some people in the chat were completely unaware that was a thing. So if it leads to people saving their accounts because of me going live and talking about it, maybe that's helpful. I'd like to think it is. Otherwise, yeah, I've just kind of been watching, doing a little tape reading on price here. I've been doing some story time. A little bit of story time. Nika, you missed a banger of a story. Actually, you might have. I've told that story before. Maybe you've heard it. Danielle, the link is the only thing. Yeah, there's no promo code. There might be promo codes coming here in the near future. Just kind of depends. I'm in talks with Topstep currently on some different things that they're working on. But yeah, no, it's just a link, and it's only eligible for first-time users, the 20% extra discount, which could be why it looks like it's not working for you. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. If you're at least having fun hanging out, if you're enjoying the story time, little yap session, I don't know. I don't feel like I've missed out on any trades today. Not any high probability ones anyway. What time? It is already almost 10:30. Let's do a little pulse check. It sounded like a lot of I don't know if you guys are just fucking with me or not, but it sounded like a lot of you guys were actually taking trades. Let me know, boys. Let me know. What is the P&L check today? One hour into the open. We haven't had a limit down day yet, though, so there's that. Yeah, I was almost tempted to trade Asia last night. Glad I didn't. Yeah. What's the top step 5% rule today? Yeah, so it's the limit price rule. The limit price rule is 7% after market open, 7% down from 405 Central the previous day. So shave 2% off of that 7%. That's how you get that 5% level from what Top Step's rule is. But if you look at like the CME, it's like 7%, and then there's another threshold at like, well, I don't know, like 13% or something. I'll look. So yeah, I mean, we all got this email yesterday from Topstep, right? So if you click on the price limits link, then it takes you to the equity limits. So you can see here 7% price limit down only, 13%, 20%. So these are the price limits. For Topstep, it's 5%. So here's the limits on NASDAQ. There's your reference price. You're going off 4:05 p.m. Central Time. So 5:05 p.m. Eastern. Which is way up yonder. Anyway, I didn't really look into it myself. The chat said 18,770. And I knew we were getting close to it. I knew it was like 18 something. So I just took their word for it. And I put 18,770 on my chart. I think his name was Andrew, so shout out Andrew. But anyway, yeah, looking at the chat here, 100 votes, 34% green, 11% red, and 55% sat on my hands because I'm not a psycho. There you go. But yeah, there really hasn't been, in my opinion, in my humble professional opinion, like, what is there to do with this? Unless you're just scalping in this range, I guess. I don't know. Pretty classic pre-NFP price, to be honest. But either way, it was good to get on live and chit chat. See how everybody's feeling today. I will be live tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, guys. We do have NFP tomorrow, obviously. So we will see what Price wants to do going into that. But what a crazy time to be alive, boys and girls. Let's look at the... I was just going through like all these like bigger, higher time frames last night. I'm just like, where are we going, right? You know, you're looking at the monthly. You've got... I've heard some chatter, people talking, just kind of throwing out yearly lows. So the yearly low for 2024 was that January, yeah. So January put in the low of 2024. And obviously there's a lot of room here left. 17,576 is the yearly low for 2024. So previous yearly low, which puts us like, I'm looking at these price legs. I jumped up like, here's a 3-month chart, and I'm just looking at like this price leg here. And if you were to just mark out premium and discount of this range, previous yearly low does indeed line up with premium of the range. Or I'm sorry, discount of the range. Scalping the range. It's going as well as my VitaForex account. Hold on. Good one. The market is not run by an algo. Well, see, just that statement alone is not accurate, because you could just Google, is the market run on algorithms, and it'll tell you yes. It's very algorithmic. So that is, I would say, by definition, a false statement. Is there one giant master algorithm? Maybe, maybe not. But is the market algorithmic? Yes, indeed it is. So anyway, yeah, so this is something worth noting, guys. If you're wondering, like, how low can we go? I was just on the higher time frames last night, just kind of fucking around and looking at things. I'm just like, well, I guess if you're looking at it in terms of this specific dealing range, then this is what it could look like. So we still have a ways to go to this. To these levels. I don't know. Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. Tips on dealing ranges. Tips on dealing ranges. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be relative to the time frame that you're looking at, obviously, but like the current dealing range that you're dealing with is going to be based off of liquidity that's been swept on either side of the range, right? So, like, you wouldn't take, hypothetically, here, I'll just draw this out because so let's say you have price, puts in a high, here's your low of the range, right? And then we put in a new high here, and then like a new low here. Like, this would not be your dealing range. Fucking A. This would not be your dealing range. This would be your dealing range. And then as we trade and take out a new low, right? So a new low here. You could then look to this as your new dealing range. But again, it's going to depend on the time frame that you're looking at. You can't lose sight of everything else, right? If you're on the 1 minute, you're going to have a fuck ton of dealing ranges. If you're on the 15, 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, right? It's gonna change, right? So you could be trading in a you could be trading what you think is a deep premium on a 1 minute chart, when in reality you're trading in the deepest of deep discounts on the 4 hour or the 1 hour, you know? So, you know, it is a little bit of a balancing act, trying to get all this, line everything up and find what makes sense. Ivan, I mean, I don't know. It just changes a couple weeks, though, probably. Like, to be qualified, I should say. To be qualified usually takes like a couple of trading weeks, right? Because you need five green days of 200 or more. So, you know, I'm not usually hitting I'm not hitting a green day all 5 days of a subsequent week after taking a payout. Usually takes me a good 8 to 10 trading days. Something like that. Unless you're asking like how long does it take to get your payout in your bank account. This last one, I requested it on Friday, which I knew that they weren't going to process it over the weekend because it's not a business day. And then it got processed on Monday, and by Tuesday it was in my bank. You FOMO a lot. Any advice? Stop FOMOing. It sounds like you just don't have any rules that you're following. I used to be a lot more rigid in my rules because I needed to be. Now that I feel like I've got, like, now that I'm in a better place and I don't just totally fuck up at the level like I used to. Like, I'm a little bit more loose in my rules, meaning like I used to need to have a rule that I cannot take more than, I mean, it started off with just one. I would just take one trade. Just one. Win or lose. I don't care if I think it's going to play out after I get stopped out or win or whatever. One trade. Just build that. And it forces you to take one really good trade. If you actually have a stern rule with yourself that you can only take one trade, do you think you're just going to say fuck it and just take any stupid trade that doesn't really even make sense? No, you're going to wait for like a really great, obvious trade. Right? And then I went to 2. If I lose 2 trades in a row, I'm pretty much generally I'm done. I'm walking away. Right? It's a little bit different if like, you know, one of my losses I closed it, like I didn't let it hit my stop loss. I closed it early, took a small loss or whatever. I'll never take more than if I take more than like 2 or 3 trades in a session and I've lost those trades, it's because that's 100% going on tilt, in my opinion. That's emotional revenge trading, gambling, whatever you want to call it. That's what that is. I'm not, because I know if I'm taking more than a couple of trades in a session, I'm not, one, I'm probably not seeing price very well, and then 2, I just, you know, I know that if I'm doing that, it's because either, again, I'm not seeing price well, I'm wrong, and I'm trying to force it, or I'm fucking trading my P&L and I'm refusing to walk away red. All of which is bad. No, I'm not using the new topstep dashboard. No, I'm still on the old one. Black Dog is like, what are you waiting for? Sell. Why don't you sell? Nice rings. I'm in the short and I'm green, but I feel the FOMO to close the trade even though my targets are lower. I'm not even getting 1-to-1. This is becoming a serious problem recently. Yeah. So it sounds like you're impatient when you're in profit, but you're patient when you're not in profit. This is a very common thing. I feel it as well. Partialing it helps because it allows you to scratch the itch and keep holding and get more out of a move. I definitely see the counter argument of not partialing because you're hurting your risk reward ultimately and your potential. I've tried all sorts of different trade management systems. I've done fixed R2Rs. I've done fixed 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s. I've just found that generally my trades, you know, going for 50 to 100 points on NASDAQ generally leaves me with a 1-to-2, 1-to-3 most of the time. And I am using discretion at this point a little bit more so to where I'm trying to allow my experience, you know, to serve me when I'm in the market, when I'm in a trade. You know, if I'm not really super duper confident in like a take profit 2 or like a runner for a target, why is it so bad? Why is it so bad to just take low hanging fruit? You know what I mean? Like you don't need to get the full move. Like let's say somebody was long for whatever reason from like down here, and they're like, oh, I want this 4-hour high at 176. But then like price just gives you like this. It just gives you this high. And now you've round tripped the whole trade back to break even. Well, what was so wrong with this? Like market gave you this. Market is going to give you a low-hanging fruit target far, far, far more than it's going to give you your ultimate target. Right? So from an emotional or psychology standpoint, maybe you just need to take the low-hanging fruit. Build the muscle with low-hanging fruit. TP, 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 TP. Eventually, you can grow into those bigger runners, right? And I'm still at a point where I still feel most comfortable taking partial profits. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It is what it is. That's just me being honest. I feel most comfortable when I'm taking partial profits. I want to grow into a better trader that can, you know, not feel that itch as much. And not only that, but also add to those positions so I can really maximize the upside. You know, I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to become that. You know, I've got it pretty down pat to where, you know, I could take low hanging fruit or I can partial and still be making money on these trades. I feel like the next step is maximizing that profit, but I'm not trying to rush that, right? I'm not trying to look at the Jade caps. I'm not trying to look at the, you know, the big numbers on social media that you guys see people making and feel this FOMO in this sense of like, I need to change everything I'm doing. I need to be that trader right now. I just don't think that's going to be very productive. I think that will probably lead to some more frustration, more emotional trading. You can't force these things. When you force these things, that's how you blow up. That's how you blow up your accounts. And I know if I try to force myself to get there sooner, that's what's going to happen. What I'm doing right now is working, right? it's working. And you know, the classic saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We as humans, we tend to have this nature though that we're not ever content until you get humbled, right? They say you don't know it. They say you don't know what you have until you lost it. But you know, I'm working on it, man. I understand that there's always another level I can get to as a trader, and just as a person in general. So no, yeah, I'm definitely not trying to be complacent or anything. I'm just trying to not rush it. When you rush, bad things happen. I don't really backtest anymore, Pain. I used to backtest a lot. Now it's pretty much all just forward testing and, you know, reviewing price at the end of each day. You know, to me that's where I'm getting the most reps now is, you know, because I can when it's still fresh on my mind, especially with it being recorded here on YouTube, like I can go back and I can watch. One, I can watch myself. I can hear what I was saying. You know, because what my mindset is when I first sit down at the charts and I'm framing up moves, sometimes gets altered. You know, like halfway through the session, and I might be flipping bias or I might not or whatever. But when it's fresh on my mind from that day, that serves me way more. I feel like I get way more out of that than, you know, like at this point, why would I go back and backtest? Why would I go back and continue backtesting right now? I've been forward testing for years at this point. Wait, why are you guys talking about Mamba FX? Did I miss something? But anyway, yeah. Moral of the story. For those of you guys listening, whatever you do, fucking stop comparing yourself to me or Tanja Trades or Jade Cap or Patrick Wieland or whoever the fuck you follow. Stop comparing yourself to them. Stop trying to hit their P&L numbers. Stop. This is your journey. It's your money. It's your accounts. If you're taking partial profits and you're fucking, on social media, somebody's telling you you're an idiot, you suck at trading, it's a skill issue, conviction issue because you take partials and they're so much better than you because they don't take any partials. Bro, fucking, why even pay attention to that shit? It's all chirp. Doesn't help you. You know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Let's be fucking honest. You know what makes you emotional. You know what doesn't make you emotional. You ever thought about just fucking thinking for yourself? But user 8966696969 on TikTok said, I'm stupid because I partial. Well, here we go, boys. Let's see here. I don't know, like the people in the chat. You might want to exit now on Top Step, says Andrew. Yeah. Let's see, dude. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. So, like, if you were in shorts, I mean, it didn't really happen, like, in the blink of an eye or anything, but we're there now. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if people are trading Top Step right now that are in trades, if, like, what is happening to their accounts at this very moment in time. I don't know. I'm not in a trade. I would love to know, though. I'd love to know. Is there any live streamers on YouTube right now that are actively in a trade that I can go watch on Top Step? Oh, let's pull up Top Step TV. Why didn't I even think of that? What are they saying? Duh. What am I thinking?
Gold's still cooking upside. New high session highs. Gold 31.58 now. More selling coming to the Nasdaq. More selling coming to the S&Ps. Dow not so much.
600 sitting at 752. 600 sitting at 752.
Sure is.
The Nasdaq.
All right, let's snap back into it. We got we're 23 points away from 5,400 in the SPX. That was the September bounce.
Okay.
All right, well, not saying anything relevant or super important at the moment. But yeah, I based on what the level chat gave me earlier, we're basically hitting that 5% threshold for the limit down top step rule. The limit threshold is a little bit lower for the actual, like, limit down for the CME. So we're not there yet, but potentially at a level where rule breaches could be happening for NASDAQ. Unless I've been led astray, but stock portfolio is down, but eval is up. Hey, silver lining, Oscar. There we go. Once funded on Top Step, is there a limit on how much you can make a day? Nope, there's no consistency rule, which is nice. There is you're capped on your payout. You're capped on your payout. You can only take up to $5,000 out per account at a time. That's like your max. But otherwise, no. And then obviously, yeah, if you get moved to live, all bets are off. OMFX, yeah, I mean, I already kind of went over it. Just refer to the email that Top Step sent out yesterday, and go look into the price limit rules. But in short, trading within 2% of a price limit is prohibited at topstep. Which is why we're looking at 5% level, not 7%. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what that means. If it's against the rules, so holding a position near these thresholds is considered high risk and is not allowed. This rule exists both to protect you and the firm during volatile market conditions. So not allowed. I mean, does that mean you lose your account? I don't know. Maybe. No, Mayhem, I have not taken anything today. We had this 15-minute inversion here, and I just said I didn't really like it. I felt like price would still maybe want to come down for these equal lows, and sure enough, it did do that at least. But no, I did not take this trade here. Looking here at like the 1 minute. For those that are price action junkies here, looking for if there was a opportunity internally here. I guess so, maybe, yeah. We had SMT at the 4-hour high. We also had SMT here with ES. And then obviously price reclaimed that 15-minute. So, I don't know. Maybe this could have been an opportunity for you. I think there was another SMT right here. So, turtle soup here at, right around 10:30. And then you see this sell off. Here you got another inversion. So, yeah, I'm not going to say that there was no opportunity here, but just didn't really interest me. There you go, Dario. All right, guys. Looking at the poll, though, final numbers, 37% green, 44% sat on hands, a little bit of red. But yeah, happy I at least got on with you guys today. We got to chat about some stuff, and feel like we had some decently entertaining conversation. So that is that, though. And yeah, here we are. Let's see what the rest of the day has in store. Odds are I probably won't put any trades on today at this point. And just wait for tomorrow. NFP Friday, baby. NFP Friday, baby. Come on. So, all right, guys. We'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your guys' Thursday. Yeah. Have fun. Be safe. I will see you guys tomorrow for NFP Friday, everybody. Stay classy. Peace out, guys.
Our trade sits at his desk, coffee in hand. The NASDAQ charts on his screen, he's in command. He's a day trader, chasing dollars and dreams. Using ICT concepts, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. From Fibonacci retracements to volume spread analysis, Tyler knows the smart money. He's gaining an advantage. He watches the market like a hawk in the sky. With every tick and every turn, he's catching the high. Running with the smart money, kicking up dust. Tyler trades a day trader you can trust. Dancing with the bulls, riding with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire. with the bears, making moves, taking risks, he's a millionaire.